So what if mom or dad, they need to move out of the house because they have other needs? What does that look like for the kids? And I think this probably goes to like estate planning and things like this, where who gets to make that decision that, hey, we're going to sell the house now. Mom and dad are still alive. They have to move though. Maybe they can't make decisions for themselves.
There's a couple things that could happen. So you've got mom and dad. Let's say you have a healthy spouse and an unhealthy spouse. So I'm going to give you a couple different examples. The unhealthy spouse has to go into memory care. So you can let the house pay for that memory care. So you're not draining the money under assets. Keep that money for the second person to live on for later. You're going to still be safe in the home. That healthy spouse can still stay in the home and not have to do anything. Now, when it comes time that that second person has to move into assisted living or whatever, and it's no longer the primary residence, that's when something has to happen with the loan. So then they would have to sell it to get it out of their name. And then they would have that money, whatever's left over, to use for their memory care.
So say mom and dad both end up in memory care or vice versa. Who gets to make that decision? If parents are not capable of making the sell the house decision.
That's why they have to have the POAs.
Okay.
POAs are so important. That's also being proactive.
Yeah.
So when you're talking to your people, make sure that they have their POAs.
Do you talk about this when you talk to people about mortgages?
Because I have people that are referred to for that, because there's so many people that don't have them. Then the state has to get involved in all that kind of stuff.
Right.
There's guardianships and all this stuff. So POAs are important, from medical to financial. Arizona has mental as well. So you have to get those in line. That's something the adult children really need to know about. And that can be on your checklist as well.
Oh, it's totally on my list. Do you have an estate plan? Do you have an estate planning attorney?
Yes.
I have some elder care, all the POAs. And I think the mental POA is, a lot of people have not heard of that. Every time I talk to somebody about it, they've never heard of the mental POA, because a lot of states don't require that.
And Arizona even has a dementia directive also, which is something I learned too. So I'm still learning about all this as well.
That is part of my service. It's on my checklist of just asking these questions. And again, I know a little about a lot, so I got good referral partners, because I can't tell you all the estate things or all the laws or all the things, but I can tell you where the docs are, and I can give you the people that are going to guide you in the right direction.
Yeah, we want to stay in our lane. And so we want the attorneys
absolutely.
or the legal doc preparers to do that.
And I am not a legal professional. I am not a medical professional either.
Right.
I am just like a common sense people person with good intuition. That's what your parent porter is. This is a non-medical service. This is just, hey, this is what I see. I think the families don't see, either they're in denial or they don't see it. If they see them too much, I don't think they see decline. Where I would go back to Michigan and see my parents. I talk to them all the time, but then when I see them in person, I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Who are
Or
these?
they don't
Like,
listen, or you'll tell them and then they don't listen. Just love my mom dearly, but I'm like, some of these rugs need to be lifted up. We don't need these rugs in this area. You know what I mean? Just for fault prevention.
And it's out of sight, out of mind. They've been doing this over and over. Like, that's what the gentleman I talked to. I've been doing this. I've lived in this house for 30 years, and this is the way it's always been. I'm like, I understand now, but you're 30 years older as well. I'm 30 years older as well. And I can tell you that taking a tumble as even middle age is not fun. But it hurts. So I can't stress enough. Like, even people getting older, I think we forget until we fall, but it's just more detrimental to somebody that is in their 60s, 70s, 80s.